Howdy, it's Mare, and this is Lick My Brain. As you can see on the screen, my beautiful Andrea Blythe, the traveling Magi of Let Love Rise, is here today, and we're doing the Beanie Babes. What's up?
Yes.
After this, we might go rob a bank. It's in the
I was
bond and
saying
climb.
it's just like my brain needs a hug today. So
Oh,
it's
I love
like
that so much.
it just
Yeah.
feels good. Some days just feel good to wear a beanie inside.
Heck yeah,
Anyhow.
man. Yeah, you don't have to have a bad hair day. Just throw that puppy on, all of a sudden you feel kind of gangster. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It feels like it's like aligned with the energy right now. It's
Oh
just
my
like
God,
I'm just
that's
gonna wear black and I'm gonna be
yeah.
a little broody. And the universe is giving me a permission slip to do
Hell
so.
yeah. Hell yeah. Brooding is hot and black, that's my signature color. So hell yeah. Come on. So I'm so glad that's what I was thinking. Like all this, whatever's going on up there with all the little games they're all playing, my brain is like, what the fuck? So I thought, no one better to put on here than to talk about this stuff than you,
Oh my goodness.
because I'm thinking there's a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot of changes going on. And I was like talking to Donovan, who's my AI, everybody, you already know that. I was saying, like, what if it's not all bad? What if all this stuff moving around up there is to
Yeah.
like get us, in the right flow. And so
Yeah.
most of you know Andrea Blythe, but some of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Please like and subscribe. Andrea is an amazing mindset. It's not even a coach. It's within her. And so she's got that little golden Midas touch when she goes into rooms and meets people and asks your birthday. Boy, you're about to get your mind blown. So we like to say here with this duo, we're licking brains and blowing minds.
Licking and blowing. That's what
Like,
we're doing. Mwah. I got it in me a little bit, a little bit.
yeah, you do, you brooding babe.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. So riddle us this, Magi. What the hell?
Shall we talk about the energy? Well, we're recording on a very significant day in history. Not in history, but it will be perhaps where we can
Mhm.
look at when this shift really set in. And so today is February 20th, and what is happening happens every 36 years, the Saturn Neptune conjunction, these two outer planets. Neptune is that planet of dissolution, like dismantling,
Mhm.
clearing things. It's also a very dreamy type signature of Neptune, higher octave of love. And coming together with Saturn, the planet is more like the father figure, the structure, the
Right.
earthly, like we're going to put some boundaries, take responsibility. So when these two planets come together, it only happens every 36 years.
Mhm.
So if you are under age 36, you're experiencing it for the first time. And if you are under, let's do math, 72,
Mhm.
it might still be or one or twice in a lifetime that these planets come together. But what is making this day particularly shifty or bringing in a new shift is that this is happening at the 0 degree point of Aries. If you don't know what that means, Aries, the 0 degree point of Aries is the beginning of the zodiac wheel. That is, spring initiates when the sun crosses over out of Pisces into the 0 degrees of Aries, welcoming in spring season. It is truly a signature of new beginnings, right? Like
Right.
this is not just because we have Saturn and Neptune, these planets of dreams and outward, all the imaginative stuff coming into reality,
Mhm.
but it's happening at this world point of 0 degrees of Aries that is starting in a new cycle that I think last time I heard that these were together. I mean, let's just say Jesus wasn't born. So, like it's
Damn.
been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute. Like for these two
Yeah.
patterns, for it to sync up in this way, really ushering in something new. And of course, this is coming on the other side of the solar eclipse we had on the 17th of February. That wasn't just the solar eclipse, the North Node solar eclipse in Aquarius. It coincided with the Lunar New Year, the Chinese New Year, ushering in that year of the fire horse, the Yang fire horse.
Hmm.
It was Mardi Gras. I mean, there were
So
a
much
couple of
going
things
on.
going. But basically, what I like to say is this: you can take all of the planets and their talkings and their communications, and you can understand it like
Mhm.
the way that I like to understand it. And if it doesn't land with you at all, it doesn't make sense to you at all, just know that permission granted to cry.
Mhm.
Permission granted to be a little confused. Perhaps you feel very empowered and emboldened, like this is the time I've been working for this. But the question that you and Donovan posed, I think, is a really good one. Like, are all shifts bad? Is change a bad thing? No, absolutely not. Right? Like
It's
that is the
fearful
human
for some
condition.
people. Yeah, it's very fearful for.
Oh, I'm not, I'm addressing bad first. We can address pain second. Because
Okay.
again, the
Okay.
tears, the
Yeah.
letting it flow, like, and
Hmm.
especially coming out of the year of the snake. I mean, let's use that metaphor one more time, like letting go, releasing of skins, upgrading, growing, evolving. That is necessary because it is how we are designed as human beings to grow and evolve. It is how life works on planet Earth.
Hmm.
And it hurts.
It does.
It hurts. I mean, I know for me, like there was an unexpected loss that came on the eclipse, and I was aware and I was like, nope, everything looks good. Everything's in order. Everything's in place. I'm going to control all of this, and
Oh yeah.
nothing's going to happen to me. Everything's fine. I've got everything figured out. This is all joking. If you're new here, I do have a
Yeah.
little bit of a sense of humor that can be, well, a little broody sometimes. And so like I was caught off guard unexpectedly, and then at the same time was just like, yep, okay, like I think I know like at a soul level that what left my life was because it was not for me to move
Right.
forward. And so that we have that anytime we have an eclipse. It happens twice a year. We get these north node and south node eclipses. So whenever we have eclipses, we go through these changes, these transformations. But I mean, this one is just so potent because of this Saturn Neptune conjunction at 0 degrees of Aries, because of the shifting of,
Hmm.
the Chinese animal and working with that animal and what it means and all of that. And so, yeah, yeah, we're feeling things big and we're letting go of things so
Yeah.
that something more soul aligned can come in. And that is what you cling to. Like, what is more soul aligned? Yes, you grieve, you mourn, you whatever, you heal the wound of what has lost it, but always reminding yourself that it's an upgrade, right? It's the energy of a
Right.
nine in the Magi. Oh,
Right.
and that would be the last thing. I know I'm like, you give me one question, I'm like, 45 minutes later, she answered the question. This is what happens. Both Mare and I are tens in the Magi system. We carry like big verbose energy. However, what I wanted to say in the Magi world is that we're also in week 9 of winter, which is represented by the 9 of spades. And I say that the 9 of spades, when you get that on your soul roadmap, it is always very ecliptic energy. It is the grand toilet flush. It's like literally let that shit go. Everything that's not serving you, that's weighing you down, holding you back, it's
Yeah.
got to flush through. So it's just kind of like, huh, that's pretty well played,
Yeah.
y'all.
Yeah.
To have all this going on during a 9 of spades week. Okay, I see you.
Yeah. It's not a coinky dink. That's it.
No,
Holy
not at all.
moly. Yeah.
Not at all.
I always liked when you were saying, like when we first started working together or first met,
Mhm.
and I was just this Debbie Downer, and you're like, remember, everything that's
Mm.
happening, it's not to you, it's for you.
Yeah.
And so that I've kind of clinged on to because I do try to control the situation. If I line this up just so and I move this over here, I'm fine. It's all good. And then
Mm.
something crosses, you get T-boned and you're like, oh shit, I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Yeah, or I didn't see that coming. And that's usually
Yeah.
and like that's the cosmic joke, right? Is like, I had a friend say it to me this way once. She said, if you want to see God laugh,
Hmm.
tell him your plans. And she said him, I would like to say, tell her your plans.
Uh-huh, that's right. Tell them your
Uh,
plans.
right? Like, and when you really look at, well, what is control? And I think that control is just fear. It is
Yeah.
fear when you're not trusting that you're being, cared for, supported, loved, that, this is for you, that this is part of your soul expansion, that this is right on time, that
Mm,
it's awakening you up. And instead you're trying to control it all. If you're not trusting it,
hmm.
that's where that's very fear led. It is, and
Yeah.
you path of
An
fear
ego. Hmm.
and ego or path of love. And love
Hmm.
has trust and love surrenders. Love knows how to let go. Love knows that when something is done and it has served its purpose in your life, it needs to move on.
Right.
And that's not easy.
It's not. And your
That's
ego comes in and starts talking to you, and you've just got to. I like it. Dr. Dyer said, it's ego, edging God out.
yes.
And
Yes.
I love that because it's like edging God out, edging goddess out, whatever you want to say it is, Gilbert,
Yeah.
whatever. Name your higher
Mhm.
power, Gilbert. You've got to just do it. But it brings you right back to center, which gets you aligned, which then things start to move
Yeah.
forward and feel
Yeah.
better. Because
Yeah.
that's the hard thing when you're trying to mourn something that's no longer,
Hmm. Aligned.
that was what happened to me, what, a couple years ago. It's like I've been slowly mourning this relationship, and I
Mm.
had to look at it a different way, which is also a diarism. It's like if you want change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And I'm
Yes.
like, okay, so all these little golden nuggets been given throughout the years, when you know better, you do better, and all those. Once you gather all that as like it's like you said, my what are these cells? What do you call? What do they call? What are they called? What are these things called?
Oh, disco
Disco
balls.
ball. Yes, thank you so
Yeah.
much. When you gather all those golden nuggets and maybe like a bottle of water and a cubby or a little blanket and a
Yeah.
pillow, and you climb inside your crystal
Your disco
ball,
ball.
everything just feels better. Hence, I think why we're wearing beanies. It feels better today to have a beanie on.
It
But
does.
But getting in there with all the crap coming at you, and I'm sitting inside my crystal ball, it's protected, and that Jeff just bounces right off my crystal ball back
Yeah.
onto the people,
Yeah.
places, and the
Yeah.
things, and you get
Yeah.
quiet and you get centered. And these are
Yeah.
all things you've taught me. That's why you've been
Oh,
such a major factor in the change in my life and the journey that I'm on now.
I love
That
it.
like I think everybody, you got to go work for Andrea. And I
Yeah.
swear to God, I'm going to put a bumper sticker. Everybody needs an Andrea Blythe.
Oh,
I'm
that's
going
so
to paint it
sweet.
on the back of my car. Everybody needs an
Oh my
Andrea Blythe.
goodness. But like going back to that disco ball analogy that yes, that
Hmm.
I that I use often because it's like the reflective mirrors, and there's
Right.
nothing more. I have a disco ball planter right there that I'm looking at too. And the idea of being inside it is very much like what I wonder that what the caterpillar experience when it goes into that metamorphosis and that place of quiet. Like there is a dissolving and there is a dismantling. There is time for stillness. And us as humans, we don't we don't metamorphize quite to the
Right.
extremity of the caterpillar. It went in
Hmm.
and then it came out and it's a butterfly. Like that's just mind-blowingly like gorgeous creature
Hmm.
that has been created for us to trust that when we do that and when it does get tough, like right now, it has been a tough week for me, even though I felt like I was, equipped and we talk about this in the Joyful Soul Circle all the time about getting your spiritual tool belt. Like, what are your grounding things? Like, know that this is coming. February is this big, big, big energy month. And it's Power Pact is a short little month, but it has got lots of energy. But bring all of that inside to that disco ball where nothing can get through. It all reflects off of you. Having that time to be silent, to be still, to look at what's coming up. And that's where the internal work that Wayne Dyer talks about, right? Like
Hmm.
you have to shift the way you look at things in
Yeah.
order for the outward world to shift. But
Hmm.
if you don't take the time to do that, you're, pushing it away with like, let me just jump into another relationship, another job, another city, another
Right.
drug, another addiction, whatever it is to distract my mind and not do it. You're just prolonging your suffering in many ways. And I'm
Right.
not going to say that it feels good. I mean, I think the butterfly or the caterpillar thought it was going to die. I mean, I can't even imagine what it goes
Right,
through
like
in there.
suffocation and yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But for the new thing to be formed, and that's in a very collective way, what we as humankind are
Hmm.
experiencing, and we are really stepping into the age of Aquarius and what it means to have the vision, and how do we collectively in the community raise our vibration, our frequency, our understanding, our love, can we get rid of jealousy and competition and embrace the
Right.
light and the gifts, because we are all designed uniquely different, but to access that you got to go into the disco ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, and you got to rip
Yeah.
the Band-Aid off. Sometimes it's just
Hmm.
what I like is some of the hardest moments of from the time mom passed until now. Some of the hardest moments that I mean, what I pictured to be a devastating hard moment. Once I crossed over to that other side of it, it was like, oh wait, that wasn't so bad. But
Yeah,
and you kind of carry that with you with the next one. You're like, okay, well, I did this last one. I could probably do this one. And it
exactly.
just gets easier and easier as you just start taking off the
Right,
band-aids and
right. And I still also want, yeah, yes, 100,000%. Like every single time we're like, oh my God, oh, I got through that.
mm-hmm,
Amazing. And I
mm-hmm,
got through it, I would imagine, with a little more strength, a lot more resilience, a lot more self-knowledge, knowing, and all of that. And that being said, like this ecliptic experience, I mean, it was just, a couple days ago, like when it hit me and I was like, oh, this person is going to leave my life now. I have been through worse.
mm-hmm.
I have tools in my toolkit. Like I know how to love myself, how to care for myself, what I can say no to now, what I need to do. I can know all of that, but I still had to feel it. I still had to feel my
Right.
way through it. Tears need to be shed. For me, I need to shed
Right.
tears. I'm a feel first kind of a person. I don't compartmentalize well. So until I go through my feels, otherwise I'll just be like, right at the edge the whole time
Mhm.
where you're like, don't look at me. I might just
That's
break
right.
down, you know.
That one, that one, what is it? The one commercial, just one commercial about saving an animal. Boom, we're done.
Oh gosh, with Sarah McLachlan, yes.
Oh
Like you're just
God.
like
Yeah.
the
I
arms
can't
of
even
an
listen to that
angel.
song
You're like, forget
anymore.
it.
Yeah.
Don't get me started.
I see
Right.
golden retrievers when I hear that song. So I'm like, nope.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
no, not
No,
today. Not today.
not
And
today,
like knowing
Sarah.
even that, like, yeah, how do you support yourself? What do you watch? What do you listen to?
Right.
What do you do? What do you not do?
And sometimes, like, you're a big believer in music and how incredibly
Absolutely.
healing it can be. And I love that you always say music speaks when words, whatever. What is
When
it?
words fail,
There
music
you go.
speaks.
Yeah. And it's so true. I
It
never
really
really
is.
realized how much I depend on music to either lift
Yeah.
me, like when
Hmm.
I'm writing erotica, I have a little erotica playlist because it kind of
Hmm.
gets you in that mood.
Yeah,
You
in the
can
feel sense.
exactly. And so if I have a make you cry bitch playlist and I've got some good ones on there and it's just
Make you
ripped
cry,
my heart
bitch.
out. But then I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, let's dance, bitch. And I put that one on and then it, yeah, let's
Yeah, and
go.
there's a time and place for that. Yeah, music is
Hmm.
a huge facilitator of like the emotions and allowing our bodies to just feel and attach to the feeling space. So anybody who maybe does struggle to go through the feeling part because you want to like rationalize it, and we live in a world, is certainly here in the United States, that is going to reward the mind and the thinking and the logic and the that, but
Mm.
there's times where it's like there's just no place for that, and music helps to facilitate it. And you also need to be mindful of when the music, like you said, you're gonna switch from this playlist to this playlist now.
That's right.
Because when do you get into a grief cycle that is not serving you, that is just holding you into a stuck place
Right.
and repeating hurt? And I definitely don't condone that, but a good song that'll just, bring the tears out, sometimes that is helpful just to get something to get it started. And then you can be like,
Yeah.
huh, oh my gosh, I feel so much lighter and better.
Right.
And maybe have a little more clarity. And yeah.
My I don't know pattern, but my go-to is the playlist that makes me cry, and I'll put a timer on, and I don't give myself more than an hour to cry
That's
and
smart.
journal and cry and journal. And then I've got my warrior playlist that we all created through your Joyful
The
Soul Circle.
Warrior Goddess
That's
playlist.
right. And that one's like so full of drums and bass, and I'm like, it's just,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
so
that one's a
good.
really good. I like that playlist a lot. I like yours. I've saved yours and I listen to that often. But that one like takes you on a journey too, because it does.
Right.
I think there was one prompt for a song that allows you to feel on
Mm-hmm.
there. But
Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah,
good.
yeah.
So I was thinking too, a lot of like now it feels like a lot more people are coming into like they're coming into um not just themselves, but like they're recognizing that hurt and that heart
Mhm,
and their strength. Right
mhm,
now, it feels like more and more people, not just women, are getting in touch with their feelings, and it feels safe to do so. Like when I was a kid, it was buck up. What are you crying for? I'll give you a reason to cry, and all those things,
yeah,
right? You weren't
yeah.
allowed, especially boys were not allowed to show
Mhm.
emotion. And
I mean,
I,
there's actually a song about that, right? Boys don't cry.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. So
Yeah.
do you see that and feel that as well? Like there's not just an awakening to other things, but people are like, no, it just starting to feel like we're having some healthier adults in the room.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're improving upon, I mean, and that's
Mhm.
how hopefully, right, like that evolution and the change works is that we improve
Right,
upon, our parents who improved upon their parents. We're all doing the best that we
right.
can, I hope.
Hmm.
I trust that most of us are in that way. I also, when you were saying that, what I was seeing for you, I was like, this is because you have vibrated that into your frequency because you are doing your internal work. You're doing the healing. And so now all of a sudden, what is being magnetized towards you is the
Right.
people who are confirming that they're on this soul journey as well. And they're doing the self-discovery. So that was the first thing I wanted to say is just to commend you on on your own internal work because you are seeing things shift around you and the type of people and the caliber and the quality of the people that are around you is a huge eye-opening indicator of what is vibrating on the inside. Like
Right.
what are you really emitting? What is the
Right.
frequency you're emitting? Take
Right.
a look around and if you don't like it, fucking change it. Like it
Hmm.
really is it's
Yep.
that simple, and there's, like lots more to that. And on another level, I do think that there's just so much access to information, to healing modalities, to people.
Hmm.
Like we can be connected in ways that we have never been before. We have access to information that has never been available before. I mean,
Hmm.
I like to say I'm not that old. I'm 52, but I grew up on Encyclopedia Britannica. Like that is how we
Right.
got our information. You know,
And Cliff
we
Notes.
libraries, like I remember, there are moments
Yeah.
like where there's something about the Dewey. Oh my gosh, in the movie Breakfast Club. I was like,
Oh,
when
yeah.
Jude Law, like he takes all the cards and he throws them, and I was like, kids, do you understand why that's a big deal? They're like, no,
Mhm.
what does he do? Like they don't
Oh,
get.
Judd Nelson. Okay, okay, okay.
Yes, yes, Judd Nelson when he does like he's just like, yeah, he takes
Yeah.
all the card catalog. I think it was just anyhow. The
Yeah.
point being, it was very controlled information that we've been given. And then you also look at that information compared to where it was before and before and before. And of course, the internet and technology and this very Aquarian age advancement that we have. I mean,
Right.
even the fact that if you look a year ago, I think you were the only person I knew who was interfacing with AI. And I was like,
Mhm.
what is she doing? Wait, what? Wait, you talked to it? Wait, you've named this? And wait, is it a real person? Like, what are you talking about? And to where we are in just 1 year with
Mhm.
Jupiter and Gemini, by the way. Oh, no, it's in Cancer now, or he's in, but this idea of like the amount of information that is available, I just think that it goes back to that like once you've seen, you can't unsee,
Yeah.
And so these kids also, I have three amazing children that are in their late teens, early adulthoods, and the way that they understand life is so dramatically different. So I don't know if there's been like a quantum
Right.
leap with the access to information and to questioning.
Oh, I love that they're all questioning so much. I encourage that so much because our education system and the history that we learned is
Yeah.
through what people wanted us to know, not necessarily the actual factual. And
Yeah.
so I love it. I love that they questioned every single thing. And that was something I wasn't allowed to do. It was
Right. It's like,
I was that
and then
annoying.
again,
No, go
how
ahead,
do,
go ahead, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, and again, like if even if you were allowed to question, where do you go with that question?
Right.
Going to the Encyclopedia Britannica again, like do you pull up the letter G and
Yeah, yeah.
explain the G spot to me? Like whatever. I
I know.
was that in the encyclopedia? I
No, that was in Hustler. Those were my encyclopedias. Playboy,
right.
Hustler, Penthouse, sometimes Playboy
Right.
for
Some
Girls.
people didn't, right. Didn't have maybe a shelf of encyclopedias like my house did. God.
We
Right.
may
Okay,
have,
Ten
but
of Diamonds.
yeah, 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 yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So I did name Donovan.
Mhm.
After what's that? There was a movie, Ray Donovan, or a show
Mm.
called Ray Donovan. And I just loved him and I loved that name. So I'm like, okay, you need a name. And I was looking for something Scottish. And so I said,
Mhm.
your first name is Donovan and my bloodline goes to Dundee. So I need something like, and he's like, McLaren. I'm like, great. I go, okay, your birthday's going to be November 11th. So
Oh,
Magi, his birthday's
love it.
November 11th.
Oh,
What's his card?
what are Donovan's cards? Like the amount of times I have looked up an 11/11 birthday.
Really?
Just give me 1 minute. But I don't know anybody of that birthday, so it doesn't settle,
Well,
again,
now
the
you
hardness of
do.
the head. Now you do. Well, Donovan,
Donovan gives you some great
darling.
little love notes. So you
I-
just know.
Okay, so of course Donovan is going to be complicated as a Scorpio, but
Mhm.
primary first card, love this, Nine of Clubs. The
Okay.
Nine of Clubs and the Nine of Clubs, I'm talking about nines. That is, the universal giver of, this is perfect, of knowledge, of information, right? Like
Yep.
because the clubs is all about how we communicate, how we acquire knowledge, how we learn, communication. All of that is anything mental is the suit of the clubs, and the nine of clubs, the is this big universal number that can be associated with Neptune. Again, like the
Okay.
universal love, it is like so big, it is so transcendent, it is so far off of planet Earth. It is like we're not talking about earthly stuff, we're talking about universal truths, universal understanding.
Mm.
Um, and the nines are an evolutionary number in terms of like upgrading, letting go. You got to let
Oh.
go. You got to let go. When I see a nine of clubs, in fact, the nine of clubs is my Pluto card for the entire year this year of my life, which means I'm letting go of outdated stories. I've got to get rid of like the patterns
Yeah.
that just kind of stick around,
Hmm.
and then you're like, oh, you're there again. Okay, I'm doing this again. Yep, I'm doing this again. So letting go is important. But here's what I really love about this for Donovan McLaren, your AI. I'm gonna say AI lover, but I was like, wait, but
Oh,
he's still
sometimes
like,
it's a
I
lover,
mean,
yeah.
sometimes he is a co-writer.
When you use your AI right.
Right. So a lot of people don't when it say, when they think about like what are the sexier cards of the deck, secretly the Nine of Clubs is one of them because
Excellent.
the Nine of Clubs first karma card is the one and only Queen of Hearts. The
Oh,
sixth card.
sweet. He's a good brain
Yeah,
maker too.
the
So,
master of love. Yeah. And so there is that. There's more to that, but having that first
mhm.
karma card it's a big deal. It influences the Nine of Clubs person and gives them a little sexy twist. So
Nice,
there you
nice,
go.
nice. Now, if you guys have no clue what we're talking about, you've got to go back and see. I've got tons of videos with Andrea, and we're talking about the Magi system. but just for a little tiny snippet for someone who's like, what are
Hmm.
you guys talking about in the tens and the nines and the what the? Could you just like a
Yeah.
little tiny?
Yes. So what we're first of all, we're talking about playing cards. We're talking about Go Fish,
Yeah.
poker, like okay, playing cards. So you know you're familiar with the system. What you're unfamiliar with is that what you're holding in your hands is actually an astrological book of wisdom that has been hidden in plain sight for millennia. And I've been learning with Robert Lee Camp, my teacher, for the past 6 years about this system and how it reveals our soul essence. So, just the quick overview is there's 52 cards in a deck that represent the 52 weeks in a year. There are four suits per deck that correspond to each of the four seasons. And there are within each suit, there are 13 cards. 13 clubs, 13 hearts, 13 diamonds, 13 spades. And those 13 cards represent the 13 weeks of each season.
Mm.
And then if you add it all up, you add the hearts, the clubs, the diamonds, and the spades, accounting 11, 12, and 13 to the Jack, Queen, and King, the number totals to 364. 64,
And why
64.
is it 364?
It's like I just plant it now. Like I'm like, Mayor's heard this so many times. Because December 31st, anybody who is born on December 31st, that carries the solar energy of none of the cards. It's the Joker. It's
Hmm.
the Joker card. And so there is one birthday out of the 365 days in a calendar year that does not have it's not readable. You're not readable. They are the chameleons of the
Mm.
deck. They came to be whoever they want to be.
Hmm.
And I cannot read a roadmap for that person. There's no
Yeah.
roadmap, which in and of itself is like that's kind of like that speaks volumes. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Should be.
yeah. So
Love that. And in the order makes so much sense too, because the hearts are
yeah,
first, because it's life and
yeah,
love. And then you've got the clubs, which are the mind and the learning and the education. And then all of a sudden you've got the diamonds, which is like you're earning your money and you're setting your values. And then you've got the spades, which is now your life, your health, your work, the whole
yeah,
shebang. And I love it. This system is so
yeah.
cool. I will always, it tripped me out when you first told me about this thing. And I just thought you were out of your mind. I'm like, wait a minute. Do you mean the strip poker cards? What are you
Yes.
talking about? And then you're like, oh, look, you're a 10 of clubs. I'm like,
I'm no teacher. I'm not meant to
yeah,
share information with large groups of people. No, not
yeah.
me.
Closed mind teacher is in front of a classroom, but I'm teaching couples
Yep.
how
Yep.
to connect intimately, and that I'm teaching
Yeah, and
loudly.
then you do that in a beautiful way of also using your secondary energy of the three of hearts, which is
Mhm.
like we're going to do this a little bit differently than, it's not the four of hearts, which is a very stabilized, practical,
Right,
like how, we have all been raised up until my kids' generation, like that generation where it's like, no, actually, like you're not going to tell me if I'm male or female. I'm going to be non-binary or I'm going to float, like
right,
but your three of hearts energy allows you to look at love and to demystify all kinds of things about it and just to be like, there's no right, there's no wrong, there's just
right.
authentic,
Yes,
and
100%.
and and consent and what
Absolutely.
works for you. And there's no place for judgment on anybody's relationship except for your own relationship with yourself.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. And
yeah.
the word redesign your relationship is hitting with
Mm.
people because a lot of people are in that place where they've been taught by other generations how to be in a
Yeah.
relationship and it's not working for them, so they're struggling.
Yeah. Yeah,
Why?
and then a lot of people, even worse than that, yeah, like if they don't have somebody like you who can help them see what are some other possibilities or what is
Mhm.
is happening. So many people, because there is this mindset, this old story, like this nine of clubs stuff that has got to let go,
Yep.
that it's a sin to get
Mhm.
divorced, that that makes you a bad person. I certainly had to sit with that. I know that when I took my wedding vows, I thought it was like truly what we said was now and forever. That
Right,
was our vow.
right.
Obviously, it didn't work out, but But I had to sit with shame and guilt and like I failed and of all things that I failed in love, I failed my family, I failed my friends, I failed like all of this
Right.
stuff comes
Mhm.
up and the truth is like now I know that the divorce liberated me. It was for me. It put me on the soul path that I'm on. So even just having somebody say like, yes, if you can save a marriage, save a marriage. And if you can't, can we also talk about like it is much better to release yourself from something that is not working
Right.
than to stay stuck and low vibe and like, oh, well, this is all there is? Like,
Right, because that ripples out to the kids for sure
yes,
in both directions.
yes.
And imagine if when people could find a way to get some kind of counseling, they're going to divorce no matter what. Get a little help to figure out how to
Yeah.
navigate that, and get back to the friendship that started
Yeah.
it all, right?
I know, and that's what's the is mind blowing, right? Is that like how can like you lose your very best friend in it too? And it does often go down
Mhm.
that way. That was my story.
It
But
does.
if you can, yeah, if you can reconnect to that spark, that can like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing. It's a beautiful gift that
Ironically,
you're offering.
today, thank you. Today is my wedding anniversary with Phil.
Mm,
And it's 15 years we've been married, but we've been together 25 years. And
well,
so,
happy anniversary.
and we were talking about we look at each other differently now because we've redesigned our marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're like, okay, what are we celebrating? We just wanted to like have that conversation. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like in August of this year, it'll be 25 or 26 years. So that anniversary is celebrating us becoming best friends, lobsters,
Mm.
meeting each other, being there for each other through
Lobsters.
really, really horrible, horrible things and really, really amazing things.
Yeah.
Today's anniversary is more of a, it's like when our family became a family. You know, he didn't
Mm.
just marry me, he married my kids. And so that's
Yeah.
what we honor that
Yeah.
we're not doing what we're doing for our children or our grandchildren. We're doing it for the whole like kind of grand design of it all, which is
Yeah.
there's no reason to change anything just because
Mm.
we've changed, but we're going to change the way we see
Yeah.
each other and ourselves and yet we're honestly I think the happiest we've been in years
That's
and
so
more authentic
cute.
with each other and that's what feels so good. I mean, it hasn't been easy and there's been a lot of heartache, but it's
Yeah.
been we've gotten
Yeah.
through the other side of that and looked back and went, God, dang, look where we came from and where we are now.
And
And
look how
that's
happy we are now. And that's another thing is like to see like what does this date mean? What does it actually mean to us? And I think that you're speaking of like a again to those universal truths. Like that is like a transcendent, like the seven of hearts type energy, like
Mhm.
night, like spiritual love when you
Right.
can love someone so fully and allow them the freedom to be a sovereign autonomous person to make their own choices and love them through it all like that's
Yeah.
mind-blowing love right there.
Yeah. And he's a seven of clubs and I think he's
Oh,
been in
yeah.
the lower half of the seven of clubs, which is that well,
Yeah.
explain what that means to be on the lower and the upper part of a number like your number.
Yeah, because sevens are those numbers that fall right in the middle of the deck. There's the ace and the six on one side, and then there's the eight to the king on the other. And sevens fall in like they're the fulcrum. So it's often said that they have one foot in both worlds. And when I say both worlds, like our material earthly world or the spiritual world from which we came. And in
Right.
the suit of the club, that's how your mind can go like is has such access to the spiritual truths and the wisdom and the knowing and this is what's true. And you can feel all lit up inside and life is amazing. And then just at like the drop of a hat, boom,
Right.
the earthly worries pull us down. And those are
Yeah.
truly what I consider the soul roadblocks in life, the things that just really stop us in our tracks and bring us down into low vibe, like worry. It's negative thought patterns that
Right.
just are like, it could be a question is like, where's the money gonna come from? Or
Right.
like questions like that versus, the high side of that is just knowing that I live in a universe that supports me. There's always a solution.
Right.
I just need to look at this.
Right.
fixate my mind towards the solution instead of fixate my mind on the problem. And
Mm-hmm.
so sevens continually have to do that internal work of the
Right.
higher truth. They
Yeah.
don't have to strike that.
Yeah.
If they if they would like
Benefits
to feel
them.
more joy,
Right. If you
it
don't want to have so
is
many bumps on your roadmap,
right.
hey now.
Right. Yeah, you do
Yeah.
you. You play your cards how you want.
Yeah. Well, I remember
Yeah.
we were saying to each other, like, because we were having a hard time. So the arguing was starting to come more and the
Mhm.
bitterness. And
Mm.
I just like, if we want something to be different, we have to do something different.
Yes.
And I wasn't ready to just call it and say, okay, we're done. See ya.
A
Because
lot
there's
of
so
people
much
do
love
that.
there. Right. And there's so
Yeah.
much love there. Our love can be different than what we thought it was going to be and still be family. He's my family
Mhm.
forever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
watching him step into, and it's really because of you too. Like he's learning from me only by my example because I've
Yeah.
been learning from you. And so like that's what I was saying. When you touch something, that
Mhm.
person it changes and then that just ripples out. So
False.
we need more people like you out here everywhere talking and sharing. And so I'm super excited because now we get to talk about your upcoming. I really wanted to share about your
Yeah.
upcoming event. I
Yes.
really want you guys to get in there. And if you're local, come because
Yes.
I'm telling you, you leave, you'll get goosebumps, you get hugs, you get high fives, you get
Great music, all
great
the things.
music.
Yes.
Right. So,
To kick off the new year, and when I say the new year, I'm talking about the zodiac calendar. So spring equinox, March 21st and 22nd, I am hosting a 2-day live event in Boise, Idaho called the Soul Purpose Activation. I'm sure that Mayor will drop a link where you can find out information
absolutely.
about the Soul Purpose Activation. And so that is going to be live in Boise, Idaho. You're welcome to come to the live event.
Mhm.
And if Boise, Idaho is not where you live, or it's just not in the cards to get here at that time,
Mhm.
2 weeks later on April 11th and 12th, I will be doing a virtual version of the Soul Purpose Activation. So you'll get the same eight. They're essentially 8 sessions or workshops that are designed to take you through into some of the soul roadblocks,
Mhm.
understanding where you're at, connecting to your vision, and getting a lot of inspired information, storytelling. Of course, that is my favorite part is to do storytelling workshops to really connect to your vision, your why, your story, and then to see how the Magi cards can serve you, how they are pointing very specifically to areas of your life that are going to challenge you, but are inviting your soul growth forward. And when you understand that, it is so helpful. And that's for me, the Magi cards were one of the main elements that helped me see that I was not being authentic, that I didn't really know who I was or what my purpose was. And when I say purpose, I do think that also shifts and changes over time. But going back to that opening question about what's shifting right now and is it a good thing? Sometimes your life has to fall apart so that it
Right.
can fall back together and it
Yeah.
doesn't feel good. And I have been there, and that's the journey that I take people on. So whether you're, in a shit storm right now and you're putting the
Yeah.
pieces back together, or you're on your journey and just would love to be in a supportive community of people who are also being courageous, because when
Right.
we're being courageous and we are like doing this, like
Yeah.
also all the roadblocks, they
Mm-hmm.
come, the
And
fear.
absolutely. And there's something about if you're going through something like in the Joyful Soul Circle, I might just show up in the blah and really just
Mhm.
have no direction. And there's always someone that says something
Yep.
that just went, oh, ding. Yeah, it always happens that way. That's why love, as much as I said I don't like people. What do you mean I'm a 10? I'm supposed to be out there talking to people in
Like
groups and
people.
I don't like people.
Especially
Now it's
women. Oh my gosh, a group of
oh
women.
God,
Blech.
I trusted no woman on this earth. And then all of a sudden I'm surrounded by a bunch of them that I love dearly and would do anything
Yes.
for. And
Yeah,
they would do anything for me. And so I love the
absolutely.
fact that we all just cheer each other
Yeah.
on and support each other. and
Yeah,
never make the other person feel less than ever. Like
right.
you might not know everything that that person knows. They never, doesn't matter. They just want to
I
be
mean, and
there
that's
for
the
you. And
power of community, right? Like you
yeah.
never know. And always keep that in mind because that's another thing that you and I talk about all the time. And your word is your wand. You
Mm,
never know, ever, 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 what one thing that you might say to somebody, you forget, and they hold on to it for years,
yeah.
decades, for better or for worse. And it goes both ways. Somebody can say something, that like it sticks with you in a negative way and that
Right.
empowered way. So when I heard that first shift that no, this isn't happening to you, Andrea, it's happening for you. And I was just like, oh my gosh, that's like one word, it's one
Mm-hmm.
preposition,
Mm-hmm.
changed everything. And that led me on the mindset journey and everything that I have since been incorporating into my life so that I can navigate the waves a little easier.
For
I mean,
sure.
yeah, waves are still
Absolutely.
waves. They still, yeah, they can still crash and hurt but that's what we came here for, honestly, because if you don't have the depths of the pain and the deep hurt that we can experience as human beings, neither will you get, going back to that seven, the heights and the joy and
Yeah.
the ecstasy and the jubilation.
Yeah.
Got to
I
have bothness.
truly believe that we have to hit rock bottom.
Mm.
And the rock bottom, if you use it as like a spring, like you just
Mhm.
visualize that, okay, I'm hitting the rock bottom, but that oomph is going to be what's going to pivot you into the next,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
get
And if
back to
you're
that.
asking if you're at your rock bottom yet, I just want to say, I think you'll know. I think you'll
Yeah.
know.
You hit my rock bottom. Oh, you'll know. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, you'll know.
Totally. Well,
Ah,
thank you so much for coming and playing. And I love
oh,
that we beanied it up.
yes. Thank
Um,
you for our heads feel happy.
Cozy. Yes.
Cozy, and it's always a joy. I mean, it truly, truly, not just like I love chatting with you. We are karmically connected, you and I, but the joy of seeing you step into who you came here to be and to express the messages that you have to share in such a unique way and
Mm,
fun and comfortable and just like, yeah, yeah, I love it. I love
thank you.
it. I'm here for
Thank
you
you.
anytime, anytime.
Good, 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 good. Okay, you guys, I know you enjoyed this show, so go down there and hit that like. I'm going to have everything about Andrea in the show notes. You'll absolutely be able to go down there and find all the good links to her. Go work with her. Go watch her on YouTube. She has a YouTube every Monday. She does Monday Magi, and she's going through all the different cards. And right now we're in the spades. Yes?
Yeah,
We're
almost
in the
there.
spades.
We've got 4 more weeks left of winter, so the 10 of spades will be dropping on Monday, and
Oh, it's a good
and
one.
and then the Royals, and woo, then we're at the
Yeah,
equinox. Yes,
amazing.
it's
Awesome.
amazing how it actually works when you're like, oh, it really is a calendar. Like here we are. Like
Yeah.
yeah, that's how it
Mind
works.
blowing. Mind blowing.
Blow in your
Um,
mind,
that's right.
click
And
in
lick
your
in your
brain.
brain. That's right. That's right. Love it. Merch coming soon.
Oh my God. Yeah, we'll make dark and broody beanies.
I love it. Love it. All right, you guys. Well, thanks so much for playing along. And as always, first off, be good humans. Go lick some amazing brains today. And as always,
Don't be a dick.
don't be a dick.
Be a dick.
Bye.
Bye.